Yes, so UGC NET is so objective. What do you mean by objective? Objective means it's based on MCQs, right? So if you have appeared for UGC NET before, like all of the questions are multiple choice question type. So here the trick is to know objectively, not like you don't need to understand like the themes, the motif too much, right? You just memorize it. Okay, so memorizing a method like by heart system, it will work here. Like for example, when was Pride and Prejudice written? Who is the author of, right? Who is the author of Hamlet? Who is the author of Julius Caesar? And also it goes like that. You don't have to like analyze, you don't have to do like a comparative analysis. So it's quite easy in a way and also difficult in some way because the syllabus is so vast, everyone knows this. So you have to like make strategy in this way. So what are we like focusing here? The one we are focusing here is to know like a vast amount of questions and answers, right? So you don't need to like try to analyze the lines. What does these lines mean? The poem by Robert Frost, right? You don't need to do that too much because everything will be based on like I said, objective based questions. Number two, UGC net really likes chronology. Okay, chronology. What do you mean by chronology? Chronology means year wise, year wise. When was this book published? Who is the author of this book, right? Like I have just checked the past questions December cycle of 2024, 2024 December cycle. I have just checked it, and there are lots and lots of chronology questions. Okay, so these two will be our main focus for tonight. I won't really do like too much in depth because that's not our focus. For example, if you read um Geoffrey Chaucer's right, the Canterbury Tales. You don't have to go all the lines and all. You'll just waste your time. Okay, that's not smart reading. For you, just see that the approach is totally different. So I'll guide you into that. You don't need to worry. Okay, so I've cracked NetJRF like in my first attempt. I will tell you my secrets and everything. Okay, you don't need to worry. And hopefully by God's grace, even after this cycle, we'll try to do another class again and so forth, right? So we can always keep in touch if you still want to like continue and all. And I have Quora, I have lots and lots of like lakhs and lakhs of like followers, and also you can even keep in touch me through email or whatever. Okay, so like I've said, it's objective based question, meaning what is the answer for this option A, option B, option C, option D. Okay, right? So everything is not descriptive, so you don't have to do like essay type questions, you don't have to do comparative analysis or whatever, right? And next thing is chronology. Like I've said, when was this book written, right? So we'll solely focus on this, and tonight specifically we'll do the classics. Okay, the classics and contemporary. Okay, contemporary, or how do I say, like the popular novels, I'll say popular classics or popular. So we'll focus here. Maybe tomorrow night we'll see like the upcoming stuff and all. Like if you just check like the past questions and all, there are so many novels or like poems that we are not even familiar with. So tonight we'll do this because you can't forgive you can't like skip the classics. It's so important, right? So and next thing, wait, I tonight I'll give you some study materials. Okay, I have prepared on my own, so I'll send the PDFs in the group, so that you can have some revision. And obviously we'll have some quiz as well. You can always answer through audio or either through in text message. That's your choice. And we'll also try to do like a mock test. Okay, before your exam, like I'll prepare a Google form, something like that. You'll just answer it. We'll see what's your score and all. So like I said, the key is to like know a vast amount of like Q&As. Okay, like don't focus too much on one particular subject. Don't read the whole poem of the rhyme of the ancient mariner. You don't have to read the whole stuff. Okay, just know like the key stuff. For example, like who is the author of the rhyme of the ancient mariner? St. Coleridge, right? So when was it published? All those stuff only. Okay, because it's totally impossible to know every nook and details, and we have to see what UGC net wants. Okay, so it wants this way, chronological order, right? And we can't say like the weightage as well. You can't like predict the weightage. Okay, sometimes like Indian works comes a lot, and sometimes like British comes a lot, sometimes American comes a lot. So you need to do balancing, right? You can't give more importance toward this, and also a balance is important. But among those among the different literature, we have, like, for example, we have British literature, right? We have like African literature as well, or like South American literature. But obviously, the main focus is British, American, and Indian. Okay, so that three will be our focal point. Obviously, we'll go back to like African, like Chinua Achebe or something, or even like South American a little bit, but our sole focus, or like our main focus, will be on on those three: British, American, Indian, because we're from India, right? Like Indian literature is always like a must. And the next thing I would want to say is like PYQs, past questions. Okay, previous year questions doesn't really help. Okay. What I'm saying is, like, you don't need to reread all those previous year questions, because like the repetition rate is so low. Okay, if you read like the previous year questions, and there's a chance that none of the questions will be repeated. Okay, so don't give too much how do I say, like, focus on these PYQs, because like if you reread all those stuff, there's a high chance those stuff won't come again in the next cycle. So you can read obviously PYQ, but just to see like what questions come, what questions can you expect only in that context. Okay, so don't really focus on like the previous year questions to like be repeated again. So this is one strategy that I really know, because I've analyzed from like 2019. Okay, I've analyzed all the previous year questions from 2019, and the repetition rate is so low that it's not worth it. Okay, if you read the whole thing again and expect to come again, you are wasting your time. Okay, you can go there just to, you know, like see like what questions you can expect and all. So firstly, we'll see, like I have prepared so many like PDFs. Like I said, I'll try to, you know, like give you the study materials after every class. So the first stuff will be obviously famous liners. Okay, famous liners. What do you mean by liners? Liners means this question you can really expect to come again. Okay, it's so important, like lines from popular novels and all. Like for example, I'll just give you an example. A quick example. Have you seen this line before? To be or not to be, that is the question. Who do you think wrote this? Who is the author of this? Just type in the comment section or whatever. Who do you think is the author?
Shakespeare.
Huh?
Shakespeare from Hamlet.
Yes,
Hamlet.
Shakespeare. Okay, it's Shakespeare, Hamlet, William Shakespeare. So I've even written the publication year. So these three are the most important stuff. Okay, this I'll say 4 elements. Okay, what is the first element? The first element is the lines. Okay, from where it's quoted, or like the substance, to be or not to be. That is the question. This phrase is an important, like, or a popular phrase. Who wrote it? That is the second element, William Shakespeare, right? From which book or from which work? Hamlet, right? So, and what year was it published? If you know these 4 elements, like, it's so much easier, you know. You don't have to like go back and like read again and again. So I'll stress again, to be or not to be, that is the question. This is written by William Shakespeare, and this you can find this in Hamlet. Okay, and it was published somewhere in 1603. Okay, 1603. So it's written C because it's called Sarka. Sarka means somewhere. We're not entirely sure, right? It must be 1603, but that's it. Okay, so we'll move quick because we can't, like I said, I'll ask all these questions again. Okay, so you rather keep in mind. If you want, you can like jot it down. And this is a popular one. I think everyone will know this. Who wrote this? And from which novel? It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Anyone knows? You can write in the messages. Hello? It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Who is the author? What is the work? You know. All this stuff are so important. Okay, like definitely this stuff can come. So this is written by Charles Dickens. Okay, from A Tale of Two Cities. When was it published? 1859. Okay, so we'll write like this. You can stress on this because, like I said, it's objective based. I don't really need to explain the whole stuff. Okay, like it's quiz based exam, so just know the stuff. Who wrote this? When was this written? Right? Who is the author? What is the name of the work? to be or not to be, that is William Shakespeare, Hamlet. Keep in mind, and you can always keep in your mind, like, when was Hamlet published? 1600. Okay, something like that. You don't need to be exactly like accurate. You don't need to be exactly accurate. 1600. Just keep that in your mind. And it was the best of time. It was the worst of time. Who wrote this? Charles Dickens, A Tale of Two Cities, 1859. Okay. Then next, what else? I think everyone will know this. Definitely, everyone will know this. What about this? All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. Who wrote this? Or what is the name of the work? Say, I need some interaction here. Hello. Anyone knows this? Type in the chat. Type in the chat. Okay, that's right. Abel, that's right. Okay, this is Animal Farm. Who wrote it? This is from Animal Farm. All this stuff are so important. Okay, George Orwell, Animal Farm. Okay, so I've even written the year of the publication. Animal Farm, 1945. Okay, George Orwell, Animal Farm. So these stuff are so important. So see, you are reading, you are preparing in so many ways. Okay, see, for example, like I've mentioned Animal Farm, George Orwell. So question can come like, who is the author of Animal Farm, right? George Orwell. Now you're already studying it. When was Animal Farm published? 1945. Okay, so you are preparing in so many ways. Wait, someone is coming. Let me just accept it. Okay, so next we'll move on quickly. This is also a popular, it's also a popular stuff. Anyone knows this? It's a truth universally acknowledged that a single main portion of a good fortune must be in one of a wife. Who wrote this and from which book? Most of these are taken from like novels. So who's the author? Anyone? Type in the chat. It's Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice. Okay, never forget it. Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice. Okay, this is a very famous line taken from here. So question can come, right? When was Pride and Prejudice published? 1813. Who wrote it? Jane Austen. So we are learning in so many ways, right? See, for example, William Shakespeare, Hamlet, 1603. Charles Dickens, A Tale of Two Cities, 1859. George Orwell, Animal Farm, 1945. Just memorize this. Okay, just memorize this. I'm 100% sure that you'll become so familiar. Okay, you'll become so familiar, and in the exam you'll remember my words. Okay, so we'll move on quickly. Next. Who wrote this? Do you know what is the novel? Whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same. These are very common questions. Okay, like they'll just write the liner. Okay, then they'll say, from which novel is this line taken from? It's so common in net. Okay, UGC NET always comes. Anyone have any idea? So this is from the Bronte sisters. Okay, Emily Bronte. So it's from Wuthering Heights. And like I said, see, the publication year is also written. Wuthering Heights, Emily Bronte, 1847. Whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same. Okay, this line is taken from here. And next, I'll move on quickly. He loved Big Brother. He loved Big Brother. Do you have any idea where this is taken from? He loved Big Brother. This is taken from where? George Orwell, 1984. Okay, so see, the book 1984 was published in 1949. Okay, so George Orwell, he loved Big Brother. This is taken from here. Like, these are very iconic lines. Okay, these are iconic lines. We'll do about 10 and I'll just give you the PDF. Okay, maybe I'll come back after a while, but we can't like solely focus here. And this is a very popular one. Like I've said, I've like gathered popular ones only as of now. Who knows this? Who knows this? I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Do you have any idea? Any idea? I took the one less. Hello, hello. I need some interaction. I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. It's from a poem, okay, not from a novel. Do you have any idea? No idea? It's a very popular poem. Robert Frost, that's right, okay, that's right. Yes, this stuff, okay, these are like common questions, okay, like I said, like one or two lines from poems. They'll just ask you where is this taken from? Robert Frost, the road not taken. Just try to memorize the name of the author and the name of the work and the year of publication, okay? Why am I always putting this stuff in tree? Because there's a chance, okay, there's a chance that, see, for example, like stuff can come like this. I'll just write it. Common questions I'll write, okay, like for example, the road not taken, okay, the road not taken, wait, it's barely visible. The road not taken, it will be written like this, okay. Daffodils, okay. And what else? Tintanabi, let's say. Something like this, 4 or 5 will be written, and it will be like match the column, something like that. Like let's say like Wordsworth will be here, okay, and Robert Frost will be here. So they'll ask you to like, I think this is a very common question, you'll know. They'll ask you to like match like this. They'll let you write like what is A. A is Roman number 1, B is Roman number 2, like this. You have to do. These are very common net questions. Okay, I think the ones who have already, like attempted so many times will already know these are like common questions. So it will help you a lot, okay, by remembering all these, like the name of the works, authors, year of publication. Questions can come like this, like match the column, okay. They'll give you like 4 or 5 works, they'll let you match the authors, okay. So next I'll write about 10 and then we'll move on, okay, you don't need to worry. Next question will be this is also from a poem, okay, this is also from a poem. Anyone has any idea? There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. The author is black. The author is black. I'll give you one clue. Do you have any idea? The author is black. Do you have any idea? Have you heard Maya Angelou? I know why the caged bird sings. Okay, this is taken from I know why the caged bird sings. Maya Angelou, I know why. Okay, so you see even the publication year is written here, 1969. Okay, these are like the notes that I have prepared. And next question. Wait, let me just select. Oh, this one is an easy one, I think. Just give you a risk. Okay, I need some interaction. Okay. Call me Ismail. Where do you think this is taken from? This is from a novel. Definitely from a novel. Who do you think? What is the name of the work? Just tell me, quick. Call me Ismail. Do you know any Ismail character from any novel? Do you know Moby Dick? Moby Dick, Moby Dick. Yes, that's right. See, like those are the clues. Okay, if you know like the how do I say, like the characters, the side characters, minor characters, major characters, they'll give you a clue. If Ismail is mentioned, there's a high chance that it is taken from Moby Dick, right? By Herman Melville. So Call Me Ismail is taken from Herman Melville, Moby Dick. Okay, it was in 1851. Let me read how much we have completed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, this is the last question. Okay. Last question. Let me just select one. Which one? The horror. No, not this one. No. Yes, this. Let's do this. These are very important questions. Okay. Do you have any idea? The wall breaks everyone, and afterward, many are strong at the broken places. Do you have any idea? This is written by what? Hemingway. What is the first name of Hemingway? Do you know any Hemingway? Ernest Hemingway. Okay, A Farewell to Arms. This is written by Ernest Hemingway, A Farewell to Arms. Okay, these are important questions. If you can't survive these questions, like, your likelihood of cracking is very low. Okay, so like I said, we have covered some liners. Okay, some liners. Now I'll move on. Okay, now we'll go to literary devices. We'll do a little bit of everything. Okay, because like it's last minute preparation, like I've mentioned. Now we'll do literary devices. Anyone knows what is the meaning of metaphor? Metaphor. Anyone knows the meaning of metaphor? Any idea? Just give me an example in the chat. Chat, give me an example. Metaphor. It's a very common word, right? Especially for an English literature student. Metaphor. What do you mean by metaphor?
Comparison to like
Definition. Okay, I'll just write definition. Okay, I've made all the notes. So like I said, yes, a direct comparison between two unrelated things by stating one. For example, like in poetry, it's so common, right? Metaphor. I think everyone knows the meaning. Metaphor means like if you want to express something, right? You want to express something and you use like an object. Okay, like for example, personification is also like it's also a little bit similar. I'll just give you a quick example from like some contemporary or like some classical stuff. Like, do you know William Shakespeare's The World's a Stage? Do you know The World's a Stage? In that he mentioned like the world is like a stage, right? It is like a stage where, every one of us is an actor, right? We are all actors in a stage. So he is comparing like human life like an actor in a stage, like acting, performing, and at the end the show ends and everyone dies, something like that. So I guess you understand it. So I'll just give you a quick example of metaphor in a literary sense. Okay, like in William Shakespeare. So see, all the world's a stage and all the men and women are merely players, like I've just mentioned. William Shakespeare uses how do I say, like the world as like a stage. So it is a metaphor. Okay, metaphor means like comparing things. Okay, like let me just give you a quick simple example. Just 1 second. Or do you know simile? Just give me an example. As cool as a bat, right? As cool as a cucumber, as blind as a bat. Okay, see, for example, metaphor, a simple example of metaphor. This stuff can come, okay, like I've said before, in the form of like in the form of match the column. Okay, they will give you the definition. Okay, they'll say a direct comparison between two related things, then you'll have to give the answer that it is metaphor. Or maybe they'll give you like a line, like the world's a stage. Okay, all the world's a stage, then they'll let you answer like, what is this a metaphor, or is this a simile, or like is this a, like a hyperbole or something they can give you. So if you know the meaning of a metaphor, you can definitely like give an example. And this is a literary device and it's so important. For example, time is money. Okay, time is money is an important or like a popular metaphor. So what do you mean here? Like, time is not literally money. Okay, like it doesn't mean that you can like use time as like 10 rupiah, like 100 rupees, 50 rupees. It's not like that. It's just saying that since time is so valuable, it is like money, that has value. So this is a good example of metaphor. I hope you get it. Okay, now we'll move on to what? Simile. Okay, simile. These questions, believe me, like although it may seem very simple, this stuff can come. Okay, and as a literature student, you must know this stuff. What do you mean by simile? It is also a comparison, but there are some like some strict rules
Similarity.
here. Okay, for example, like I've mentioned before here, if it's a simile, they specifically mention like there is some conjunction. Okay, like or as, like I've mentioned, as fierce as a tiger, as blind as a bat, as cool as a cucumber, something like that. Do you get it? Just give me one example of simile in the chat. As brave as a lion, let's try. As brave as a lion. As brave as a lion. Right? So you are comparing yourself or someone with a lion. All of us know lions are so brave, right? So, but the key point, the key difference between metaphor and simile is like in simile, like you specifically use like or as, to compare it. Metaphor, you don't have such rules or anything. I'll move on quickly. Um, for example, if you read Robert Burns, A Red Red Rose, okay, here I've mentioned. See, if you just read this, oh, my love is like a red red rose that's newly sprung in June. So the author is like describing his love like a red rose. So you see here, like is here, right? So since like is here, it's a simile. He is comparing his love like a red rose. So that's it. He's trying to like express it in very romantic terms. Now I'll move on quickly. What do you mean by alliteration? Alliteration. Have you heard it? Alliteration. Alliteration. Have you heard the word alliteration before? It's a famous or like an important literary device. Okay. So this is the definition. The definition is the repetition of initial consonant sounds in nearby words. Like for example, like if like a group of words, okay, all the starting like the first letter of the group of words are the same. Like for example, if every one of the first words are starting with P, 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 then there is an alliteration. I'll give you one example. Like I'll just give you, okay, like tongue twister. Do you know this? Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. So all the words start with the word P, right? So it is an alliteration. This is an alliteration, okay? Don't get confused. This is a literary device. Trust me, these questions can come, okay, not specifically in this way, but they'll twist it in some way, and you can definitely expect this stuff, okay. They can give you like a some extract from a poem or like a novel, and they can ask you like, is this an alliteration, is this a hyperbole, is this a simile? They can ask you. So I hope you get it now. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. This is alliteration because all the words start with P, 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 P. I hope you get it. And I'll give you an example. Next, personification. Do you know personification? I've mentioned before personification. Personification means, like, for example, if you treat something non-living as like a living thing, okay, like some non-living thing, like let's say like the clouds, okay, the clouds, the hills, the valleys, or a flower. If you are speaking or describing those stuff as a living thing, a good example is daffodils. I wandered lonely as a cloud, right? So here Wordsworth was describing like the daffodils as if they were like alive, as if they were like human beings, as if they were have thoughts, right? Those are like literally or like scientifically, daffodils are not non-livings, right? They are living things, but they can't talk, they don't have like consciousness or anything as if human beings. But Wordsworth was speaking to them as if they were like human beings, that were like listening to him and all, right? So that is personification. Personification means, like I said, non-living things or things that can't talk, treating them as if they were like humans or like people, something as that have consciousness. So the definition is giving human qualities to non-human things. Okay, that's it. Like I just mentioned, something that is not human, but you are still treating as if it is a human. That depends on like the author. Okay, like for example, if grasses speak to you, you can treat them as like human beings. Okay, like in your poem, right? If like vehicles, like cars, buses and all speak to you as like a human being, you can express them. That's totally up to you. That's a personification. I hope you get it. And I'll give you like a quick example in like literature. Okay. See, for example, like Emily Dickinson, like because I could not stop for that. Okay, it is a very like popular poem, right? So here the author is like treating that as if a person. Like that is not a death, death. That is not like a thing, right? I mean, like it's not a living thing, but she is speaking, okay, like as if that is like a person that will take her life away, something like that. So the author is treating that as like a human or like an object that has like consciousness, right? Because I could not stop for that, he kindly stopped for me. So that is used as like he, right? So this is an example. Okay, so questions can come in any way. Okay, Emily Dickinson, because I could not stop for it, this is the source. I hope I don't bore you. Okay, like these are like important stuff. What do you mean by irony? Do you know irony? Irony is a very common stuff. I won't write irony, okay? Irony means like things that you don't really expect but just come in like the opposite way, okay? For example, you have some expectation but your expectation is totally opposite. For example, you expect like India to win over Pakistan in like a cricket match, but Pakistan suddenly won, and like that's the irony, okay? Something like that. Or do you understand foreshadowing? Like foreshadowing is so like common in like Shakespeare's plays. Okay, foreshadowing means like in Hindi serials it's so common, right? Like you get some vision or something, or like it's a very important device that writers often use to tell the future. Okay, like for example, how do I say in Macbeth, in Shakespeare Macbeth, King Duncan was murdered by Macbeth and his wife, right? So there might be some kind of foreshadowing, right? Foreshadowing means like telling the things in advance, like in future, right? Like it is showing like a little bit of spoiler or like some clue that this thing will happen. Okay, that is known as foreshadowing, like giving like the spoiler. Okay, a hint or indication or future. And so this is also one like literary device. Okay, this is a literary device. And I'll do one more and I'll just skip to another again because we don't have like too much time. Symbolism is there, oxymoron is there, okay, hyperbole is there. Hyperbole means like exaggeration. Okay, I'll do hyperbole and then we'll move on. There are so many stuff. I have written everything down. I'll just give you the stuff and you can read by yourself. Okay, what do you mean by hyperbole? Hyperbole means like extreme exaggeration. Okay, like you are doing so much exaggeration. Exaggeration means like for example, let's say if some bomb exploded, okay, nearby, okay, something like a tire exploded and there was a loud boom, like boom, something is there, and you got so shocked. Okay, you jump out of your seat, you got so shocked and you just said, oh, I almost died, right? So that is an exaggeration, right? It's an exaggeration because you never died, okay? But you were so scared that you were using the term that, oh, I almost died. I'm so scared I almost died. So that is an exaggeration. But when you talk about hyperbole, hyperbole means like an extreme version of um, exaggeration. For example, if you love someone, let's say, if you love someone and you say, I will love you till all the oceans, like the water from Pacific Ocean is finished, right? All dries up. So that's an extreme exaggeration, right? Because like the water from Pacific Ocean won't never dry up, right? At least during our time. So that is an extreme exaggeration. So hyperbole means extreme exaggeration. So writers always use this stuff for like in order to like attract people's mind or anything, like to give like a. So if you read W.H. Auden, as I walk out from one evening, he wrote this stuff. Okay, this is in hyperbole. I love you, dear, I love you till China and Africa meet. So This is a hyperbole. Okay, what do you mean hyperbole? So this stuff can come. Okay, like in the question, for example, this extract may come. I love you, dear. I love you till China and Africa meet. So they'll ask you what type of literary device does the author use. You'll just say hyperbole. Okay, so this is where the question can come. So you know that China and Africa won't ever meet, right? At least in our lifetime. But he's using this word to express his love for him or her, right? So this device or this tactic is called as hyperbole. I hope you get it. So that's chapter 2 is done. I'll give you all the PDFs. I'll move on. I hope you understand. Like please give a thumbs up or anything. Please give thumbs up or anything, like if you understand. Okay, good. Because like I've said, this is a last minute preparation. Okay, last minute preparation. Hopefully after net exam we'll do it slowly. Like I'll give you very in-depth details of like summary everything. Next will be famous Indian writers. Okay, famous Indian writers. It's a very important topic because like I've said, books and authors is so important. Let's write famous Indian writers. Okay, famous Indian writers. See, you might see the strategy I'm applying here. I never explain too much on a particular topic because it's not possible. Okay, it's not possible for net. Even if we have adequate time, it's not possible for net because the syllabus is too vast, right? Anywhere from all English era to like the contemporary era, it's more than like 1,000 years. Who will be able to explain or like memorize the whole thing like 1,000 years, right? So you have to like do smart reading. You can jot this down. The first author will do is R.K. Narayan. Okay, R.K. Narayan. UGC loves Indian writing. Okay, so we can't skip this, of course. R.K. Narayan is the first. So I'll write down his works and you just memorize it. Okay, I'll write his 5 famous works. R.K. Narayan, what is his first work? Swami and Friends. Okay, Swami and Friends. Swami and Friends was written in 1935. Memorize this. Okay, memorize this because books and authors, chronology, what is the year of publication is so common. That's the most common or important like narrative like style of question answer there. And second is we are writing.
Right.
I'm pointing out like chronologically. Okay, chronologically. See from his first to like step by step. Second is the Bachelor of Arts. Bachelor of Arts, 1937. Next is the English Teacher, 1945. Okay, memorize all this stuff, or at least like have a picture memory. Whenever the question comes like Swami and Friends, just try to remember that, oh, Swami and Friends, it is R.K. Narayan. Okay, like that you have to have some sort of like picture memory. Next is what? The Guide. Okay, The Guide, 1958. You don't need to know the whole summary of all this stuff. Okay, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week I'll try to give you like some selected works. Okay, like important stuff. I'll give like a quick summary or like the main characters, important side characters, minor major characters. But you don't really need to know like the themes, motifs. You don't really need to know in the context of UGC NET. Okay, because you're not writing essay type questions. Okay, so you don't need to do that. Screw that. Okay, you don't need to do it. Next is Malgudi Days. This is the most popular, right? Malgudi Days is 1943. So just see it for 10 seconds. Just see this for 10 seconds. So this will be our tactic. Okay, every writer at least 3 to 5 works like that with the year of publication. Okay, moving on. Mulk Ras Anand. Do you know this guy, Mulk Ras Anand? It's a very popular. Anyone knows Mulk Ras Anand? Have you heard Coolie? So I just wrote his year of birth and his year of death. Okay, so just check this so that you may know his like era. Okay, his era is 1906 2001. R.K. Narayan era is 1906 to 2001. Mark Rasanan is a very famous Indian English writer. Okay, like you have to add that English because there's a separate category or like separate category in Indian writing, because when we say Indian writing, it can be two forms like local language and English language. So when it is written in English, it's called IWE, Indian writing in English. So Mulk Nath is a famous IWE writer, okay, Indian writing in English. So he wrote so many like Untouchable, Coolie and all. I've read those stuffs already. He talked a lot about like Dalit and all, like people who we consider like untouchable, right? The low class people, quote unquote low class people. So Mulk Rasanan, it's a very important or like popular writer, especially in IWE, okay, Indian writing in English. So he was born in 1905 and died on 2004. Died in 2004. Like you even have to write all this stuff. You have to know like when was their era? Is it in the 20th century? Is it in the 21st century? You have to know this. So both of them are still 20th century. Okay. If you are born in 1900, that means you are born in the 20th century. Mulk Rasanan. The first will be Untouchable. Who is the main character in Untouchable? Anyone knows? Anyone knows who is the main character in Untouchable? Like I've mentioned, UGC NET loves Indian writers, okay, Indian writing and their works. It loves so much because even like NEP 2020, it focuses so much on like it focuses so much on like local languages or like Indian roots, and also definitely even UGC NET exam will be based on this. Untouchable. Who is the main character? Bakha. Okay, Bakha. So Bakha is a Dalit boy. Okay, Bakha is a Dalit boy. So just keep in mind, if you find something like Bakha, then just know it's a Dalit boy and it's a character in Untouchable by Mulk Rasanan. Okay. We'll do these characters and like maybe next tomorrow night or something. Coolie, who is Coolie is also written by Mulk Rasanan. Coolie. Okay. What is the name of the character? Name of the character like Muno. Okay. Child labor. It talks about child labor. Muno, child labor. Okay. Some keywords I'm writing. So in the exam, if it mention about like Muno or Bakha, you just know that it is something written by Mulk Rasanan, and it's either Coolie or Untouchable, right? Next will be Two Leaves in a Butt. Two Leaves in a Butt. It is published in 1937. Okay, Two Leaves in a Butt. Just keep in your mind. It talks about tea plantation. Okay, it talks about tea plantation. See, it talks about leaves in a bud and all. It talks about tea plantation, like chai. Okay, tea plantation. And next, what else? The Big Heart. We'll do up to 4 only. Okay, 4 only. The Big Heart. It talks about like traditional crafts. Okay, traditional crafts like that you make in your home or something. And industrialization. Industrialization means like factory stuff and all. For example, if you're making some type of like shawl or like hat that is traditionally made by hand or with machine, something like industrialization. I'm just writing like the keywords. Okay, we'll focus up that. Just digest this for like 10 seconds. Just digest this for 10 seconds. Now we'll move on. I hope you like how we proceed. Next will be Raja Rao. Okay, Raja Rao. Obviously we can't skip Indian writers. Okay, Indian writers, they are very popular. Raja Rao. We're talking Thora like a little bit of modern history writers, like some people from 20th century. Yeah, you know it, Raja Rao. And I'll write his era. You can jot this down, everything, okay? Don't be lazy. When you write it down, you're like memorizing. Raja Rao was born in 1908 and he died in 2006. So it means he's a 20th century Indian writer, okay? You have to know all these things. 20th century Indian writer again. Let's try the first stuff. What is his first work? Okay, Kanthapura, obviously Kanthapura, 1938. So it was written before, like it was written way back before, India got its independence. Kanthapura, it's a very popular work. I have read this as well. Yeah, it's based on independence movement. Okay, it's based on independence movement, but how do I say? Contained in his village, okay, in that village, independence movement. So this is smart reading, okay. What I consider smart reading, you don't have to go the whole summary and all, just know a lot about know a lot of stuff about so many stuff, okay. Like you don't have to go every book in detail. Kanthapura, it was published in 1938. The year is so important, name of the author is so important, name of the book is so important. And The Serpent and the Rope is published in 1960. What is it talking about? What is it talking about? It's talking about East-West identity. Okay, East-West identity. A little bit about East-West identity. Like where East, West means like USA, European countries and all. The Serpent and the Rope, published in 1960. Next is The Cat and Shakespeare. Okay. The next is The Cat and Shakespeare. We'll do only these three. Just digest this for like 2-3 seconds. Not 2-3 seconds, like 10 seconds. Just digest it. We'll go step by step. Our time is almost up because we started on like 7:50. We'll try to finish at around 8:50, but we'll see. If it's like luck low, then we'll do till 9. Who knows? Because I have so many other classes as well. I have maths class and like paper 1 class is like 9:30 again. Salman Rushdie. Let's go to Salman Rushdie. Okay. Anyone knows Salman Rushdie? Miss Isra, do you know Salman Rushdie?
No.
Name any like works you know from Salman Rushdie, or the others you can like type in the chat. Salman Rushdie. Any works by Salman Rushdie? He's still alive, okay? The guy is still alive. So the guy was born in 1947, okay? He was born in the day of independence or the night of independence, okay? 1947. So he is still a 20th century writer and like a 21st century writer, because so many of his popular works are written like in 21st century as well, because he's still alive and he still writes stuff. But this guy is so controversial, okay? The guy is so controversial, and he mostly focused on magical realism, okay? Magical realism. And what else? Post-colonial, okay? Post-colonial themes. Colonial themes. Now let's write his works. Number 1 obviously is Midnight Children, right? Midnight Children is so popular. It won Best of the Booker, okay? Booker Award or Booker Prize. I think everyone knows as a literature student is a book like a literary award based in UK, okay? And like Every year they used to award. Even this year, like an Indian writer won it. Okay, and Midnight Children won Best of the Booker. Like at some point, like in the 1990s or 1980s, they were spending like a they were celebrating like a 40th year anniversary, and they say that let's pick like the champion of the champions. Okay, so they analyze every of the winners again, and Midnight Children won Best of the Booker. Okay, so um Midnight Children obviously is one. Midnight Children is this one. Okay, so he was born on the night or the day of independence. Okay, Indian independence, 1947. When do you think Midnight Children was published? It was published in 1981. Okay, 1981. Midnight Children 1. And second is Satanic Verses. Okay, this is very controversial because he criticizes like Muslim people. Okay, so this is very controversial and it's like banned in so many countries. It's written in 1988, and next is same 1983. And next should be The Moor's Last Sigh. And like a recent one is he got his eye stabbed recently. Okay, like he was attacked by some guy, so he's already blind in one eye. Joseph Anton 212. Salman Rushdie, born 1941. Midnight Children 18. It's so important to write like this, to know the names of the works, to know to know the year of publication. This will help you a lot. Trust me. Okay, just trust me. It will help you a lot. Now let's go to the next author. Books and authors is the most important UGC NET. Books, authors, year of publication. Like at least 80% of your paper to based on these questions. Okay, something like this. Arundhati Roy, the Bengali girl, right? The Bengali girl. She's still alive. Arundhati Roy. She's born in 1961. Okay, 1961. Mention any like popular works of Arundhati Roy. I'll wait. I need some interaction, guys. Arundhati Roy. Any works by Arundhati Roy? You have to know this. God of Small Things, good. Another? Another? The Ministry of Utmost Happiness. Have you heard about it? Arundhati Roy has even won like the Sahitya Academy Award. Okay. She's a prolific writer, I would say. Have you heard the Ministry of Utmost Happiness?
Yes.
Okay, let's write. She was born in 1961. Okay, the year of their birth is also very important. God of Small Things was published in 1997. Okay, 1997. It won a Booker. Okay, Booker Prize. Like I said, Booker is a prize, literary prize based in UK. Okay, Booker won a Booker. Just memorize the year of publication, everything. And maybe tomorrow night we'll see like American writers and everything. Okay, slowly. We can't do everything in one night. God of Small Things. Then next, what else? The Ministry of Utmost Happiness is 2017. 2017. It's like marginalized life. Okay, marginalized lives. Talks about this. What else? Field Notes on Democracy 2019. Okay, Indian politics. It talks about Indian politics. Okay. What else? Capitalism, a Ghost Story 2014. It criticizes like global capitalism. Criticizes global capitalism. And what else? Azadi, freedom, fascism, fiction. This is 2020. It's still very new. It's a political essay. Okay, political essay. Let them sink in for like 10 seconds again. Let's move on. These are so important. Okay, these are so important. Next is Jhumpa Lahiri. Anyone knows Jhumpa Lahiri? Anyone knows Jhumpa Lahiri? Jhumpa Lahiri is a diaspora writer. Okay, diaspora writer. She writes a lot on like Native Americans and all, like US based. So I'll write like what's her themes, like her genre and all. Genre is like diaspora, immigrant experiences. Okay. So first book will be Interpreter of Melodies. Okay, Interpreter of Melodies. So this one, the Pulitzer Prize. I guess you know this. Like it's a journalism based prize, Pulitzer awardee. Okay, won a Pulitzer. Okay, let us say Interpreter of Melodies.
Lowland,
The namesake. The namesake is next. It talks about mostly about how do I say, Bengali American experiences. Okay, struggles and all. Talks about mostly about Bengali American struggles. And then the unaccustomed earth. Unaccustomed earth. Okay, it's a collection of short stories. Short stories, and it's family. It's mostly about family. Unaccustomed earth. The Lowland. It was published in 2013. So it's thorough, like contemporary, like 21st, mostly 21st century writings. Next is the whereabouts. Okay, whereabouts. It's originally written in originally Italian. Okay, it was originally written in Italian. So just digest this for 10 seconds. Just memorize everything. Okay, Jumpari, the Interpreter of Melodies, 1999, the namesake return 3, and a customer return 8, like that. You just memorize it. It'll help you a lot. Next, have you heard Amitav Ghosh? Amitav Ghosh is the next. Okay, give me any work by Amitav Ghosh in the chat. Chat. Come on, Amitav Ghosh. Amitav Ghosh. Have you heard about the Shadow Lines? The Shadow Lines is a popular one. I have read that. The Shadow Lines. What else? Sea of Puppies. If I'm not mistaken, Amitav Ghosh is
Circle of Frozen,
like yeah. Amitav Ghosh is something like an anthropologist, something like that. Okay, he's like he's some interest in like Egyptian mythology or something like that. Based on that, okay, he's like an anthropologist or like a sociologist. Okay, and he has like a deep knowledge in like Egyptian stuff and all. If I'm not mistaken, even Sea of Puppies is written by, yeah, Sea of Puppies is written. No, obviously, his genre, I'll write about his genre. Genre is historical fiction, okay? Like I said, he's a sociologist, he's an Egyptologist, so he knows a lot about history and all. Historical fiction, okay? So first is Shadowlines. Shadowlines was published in 1988. And what else? The Glass Palace, okay? The Glass Palace. The Shadowlines mostly talks about like nationalism, okay? Nationalism, borders and all. The word, the Shadowlines, is a very like catchy word, okay? Because it talks about like lines. When he mentioned about lines, he talks about like borders, okay? Like countries, borders and all that are drawn. Like these lines and all that separates us. For example, India, Pakistan, right? Because of this one line, it separates so much about our identity, right? People living in the other side of the line are called Pakistanis, and the other side of the line are called Indians, and we really hate each other. We have wars and all. So he's talking about that. That is what is referred by the lines here, the shadow lines. The shadow lines means like national borders, countries, international borders, and all. Time is technically up, but I'll still do a little bit more. The Hungry Tide. The Hungry Tide was published in 2004. And Sea of Puppies. It is one of the trilogy. Okay, the Ibis trilogy. One of the Ibis trilogy. It's a trilogy. Trilogy means 3 books. Okay, 3 books. Like for example, like the Lord of the Rings is a trilogy. Okay, the Fellowship of the Ring, the Two Towers, and what else? Like what was the third one? I just forgot it. The Fellowship of the Ring is the one, the first. Second is the Two Towers. The third is like Battle of the Five Armies. Is it something like that? I just forgot it. So it's a trilogy. Okay, there are 3 books, and Sea of Puppies is one of the trilogy. It talks mostly about like opium trade. Okay, opium trade. See, even it's written puppies, so opium trade. And next, Gun Island. Gun Island. Gun Island was published in 2019. It mostly talks about climate change. Okay, talks about climate change and migration. Let's say migration. I made all these notes. I'll give you guys. We'll continue till maybe 9. I'll give you some more 2-3 minutes. Just let this sink in for 2-3 minutes. And not minutes, like 10 seconds. Amitav Ghosh. I hope you can see how we are doing smart reading. Okay, like see, we covered so many topics within such a short time. Okay, we covered so many topics within such a short time, and this is how you should read. Like, don't go all over the place. Who knows Kiran Desai? Kiran Desai. Anyone knows Kiran Desai? Larka or larki? Is it a boy or a girl? Larka or larki? Kiran Desai is a boy or a girl? Say. Don't Google.
girl,
Larka or larki?
girl, लड़की,
Larki. Have you heard about Anita Desai? They are of the same group, okay? Kiran Desai and Anita Desai. So, Kiran Desai, this is also a little bit of post-colonial. Okay, post-colonial. Anita Desai's, wait, okay, just once. Kiran Desai's book, one is very popular. I think everyone knows it. It is known as Inheritance of Laws. Okay, it won even a Booker Prize. And the first book is Hula Baloo in the Guava Orchard. So this is published in 1998. And next is the Inheritance of Laws. If you talk about Kiran Desai, Inheritance of Laws is definitely her. Okay, like so, it's one of the most like popular works in the 21st century, like especially in Indian writing in English. So Booker won a Booker. We'll do even like Nobel Prize and all. Okay, maybe tomorrow, like in the days to come. Inheritance of Laws. What does it talk about? It talks about migration. Okay, migration. Next, Chetan Bhagat. Who knows Chetan Bhagat? Anyone knows Chetan Bhagat? Chetan Bhagat. Give me any works of him. Write or say any word. Chetan Bhagat. Anyone knows Chetan Bhagat? Quite popular. He writes a lot. Some doesn't like him, but you know we can't deny that he's a popular writer. So he mostly writes about popular fiction. Okay, like the stuff he writes are most like teenage romance and all. Okay, popular fiction. Popular fiction. He mostly writes about teenage fiction, like youth. Okay, youth romance. Let's say a little bit about that. He's very popular. One Indian girl, girl from room, whatever, right? 105 something. So I'll write the first book should be 5 point someone. Okay, it was published in 2004. What does the book talks about? This book is have you heard about Three Idiots movie? Three Idiots movie.
Yes.
Three Idiots movie is based on 5 point someone. Okay, Three Idiots based. Okay, this book is like the movie is based on this novel, so it's a very popular, and it talks about life of IIT students. Okay, because he's from IIT Delhi. Okay, life of IIT students. So always remember the movie Three Idiots is based from the book 5 point someone from by Chetan Bhagat, and it talks about life of IIT students, Indian Institute of Technology. If you look that movie, it talks about like engineering and all, right? Sare Abraham.
Yes.
Wait, two states talks about cross-cultural romance. Okay, two states. The Three Mistakes of My Life. It's about cricket, and I think like religion. Oh yeah, religion and friendship. Cricket, religion, friendship. Okay, just jot this down, all this down, and just memorize it. Okay, just memorize it. What should be the next? One night. Okay, the call center. The next is one night, and Revolution 2020. Okay, this is 2011. So one thing you can know from Chetan Bhagat is like he really likes numbers. Okay, he really likes numerals. So even here, if you see, in every of the books, a numerical, like a number is written. Like for example, in the first 5 point someone 5 is written here. In the second, true space, so true is here again. In the third is written three mistakes, so three is here. In the fourth, one is written again, one night, so one. And in the last, Revolution 2023, the girl from room 105 and all, right? So, number, he really likes numbers in titles, okay? So that's like a catchy thing, okay? Remember that. Oh, it's already 9. Wait, let me just see. I'll do Shashi Tharoor, then we'll wind up, okay? Shashi Tharoor, then we'll wind up because already past 9. So we have already done for 70 minutes. That means 1 hour 10 minutes, okay? So let's do Shashi Tharoor. Do you know Shashi Tharoor? I don't think anyone would not know Shashi Tharoor, the guy. Still alive, obviously. He's an MP from South India. He's from Congress, but he's also a prolific writer. So he writes a lot about political satire. Okay, political satire. This is like genre. And what about Indian history? Let's say Indian history. Okay. So let's the Great Indian Novel, 1989. Okay. The Great Indian Novel was is how do I say, like retelling. Okay, retelling of Mahabharata. Hindu text, important Hindu text. Next is Riot 2021, 2001. Why I am Hindu. This is 2018. It's an essay on Hinduism. Okay. Next is Inglorious Empire. He critiques like the British colonialism. Critique. Next, what else? An Era of Darkness. This is the most popular. Okay, let that sink in for 10 seconds. Okay, so that will be it for tonight. It's already 9. I hope it was like fruitful for you guys, productive for you guys. We'll try to continue tomorrow night again. Okay, I'll send you the PDFs of some of these. Okay, so that will be it for tonight. Good night, everyone. Good night, everyone. Good night. You can leave.